Hello there, everybody. This is Patrick Hebert. I want to give you a quick update on Veritas Village, Coronado. It's been a few weeks since we did one, so I'm going to do something really quick here in video. It's just simpler than sending out an email sometimes, and it's also easier to explain stuff sometimes. Got my handy list here of things that have been going on. So yeah, let's start. Well, to start with, we're expanding the pergola in the sitting area that's behind the pool at the Welcome Center. And that's for a couple reasons. I'll explain one of the reasons later, but it's also a really nice amenity in terms of a sitting area for people to be at. And it's going to be a nice area there right in the middle. You can go swimming in the Welcome Center pool, and we're going to be expanding the Welcome Center pool as well. Plus, it's just, for picnics and things like that, it's really nice. We finished the creek crossing in the bridge across with the culverts in it to get to the other side of the creek on the property. And in general, it's really nice because now we can actually drive across there instead of having to run across the creek to get to the other side. And we have also put in culverts and other areas where there is water drainage spots that need to drain. And the roads have really come in nicely where it's a big job. There's a few kilometers of roads within the community. So, but we're getting it all done. It's pretty much accessible now to every home site, and which is great because we want to start construction very soon. And so the roads have come along really well. We've been fortunate enough to mine the material for it, the gravel for the packing down the roads and making it strong enough for concrete trucks and things that'll be coming in with the construction of the homes and the other amenities. So it needs to be packed, and it's good material. So that's great. And we won't pave those roads until in the future sometime, probably a year or two in, when most of the construction is really done, because otherwise you sort of destroy the roads, especially with the kind of open face turf stone pavers or something along those lines that we want to use. You don't want to destroy that all after, with the heavy trucks. One of the exciting things recently is our community orchard has really done really well. We planted it a few months ago during the rainiest of the rainy season here, and that really helped get the roots to grow and get the plants. They're very healthy. I had my first limon in Corona, or I guess I should call it a Balboa here in Panama, in the beer. And from our own orchard. The trees are only 3 feet tall or whatever, but they're already producing lime. And there's so many different fruits there, over 40 different varieties, and we continue to add some more, some of which, again, I'm not even sure. We'll try to put a list up here and show you, or send out a list separately in an email. But it's going to be pretty cool, and I've said it in the past, but I'm really excited about the coffee plants too. We planted a lot of coffee trees, and I'm really looking forward to us producing our own coffee and eventually our own cacao, our own chocolate, our Veritas Village brand of coffee and chocolate. So that's going to be very cool. We also, for the orchard and for the future gardens, we've installed the irrigation system. We just finished that this last week, or just finishing it up as we speak, kind of now, tidying it up, burying all the lines. And that's necessary because this time of year is now going into the drier season. And so we're irrigating the orchards to keep everything growing. And, as the plants get older, they require less irrigation. Just, the roots go deeper. They're more substantial and sturdy and, can handle the drier weather. But when they're young, they really need a lot of water. So we put in the drip irrigation system to all hundreds of the plants. And if you do get a chance to visit Veritas Village, Coronado soon, you'll be able to see all the plants, and they're doing really well. The water tank is operational, which is great. We got really good pressure going to the Welcome Center and what will eventually be the music center and the music studio and the woodworking shop and those sorts of things where we plumbed already. And we are going to be putting in the potable water lines here over the next while. We're just acquiring all the piping itself. It's, again, kilometers worth of pipe, so it takes a while to do. And to get, and lots of big trucks coming in with piping soon. But that That'll be great because then, it's easy for the construction teams too, because you have water to every site. They can, use that for mixing mortar and different things like that, obviously, when they're doing construction. But what I really like about it is that, we have proper water pressure now. We were able to fill the tank with the on-site, really good water well. Eventually, that'll be a larger pump that's going in there because of the number of homes as we have more homes. Right now, it's a smaller, medium-sized solar. It's 100% solar, which is very cool. It wakes up in the morning and it so it fills the tank, and the tank's 30,000 gallons. There's plenty of water, and we were able to fill it up the other day, and everything works great. And so now we just got to start laying all the piping for all the homes. Another exciting thing is our first home construction drawings and building permit application were submitted a couple of weeks ago. Of course, that was over the Christmas and New Year's holiday season. So nothing moves very quickly in Latin America during that time of year. Nothing moves very quickly in Latin America any time of year, but especially in that time of year. But that's one of the charms of living down here. It's a lot more relaxing than the dog-eat-dog world of a lot of parts on the planet. So I really enjoy that. But yeah, we have to have a little bit of patience waiting for the building permits to be approved. We're expecting that as early as next week. And looking forward to that, because that really kind of makes the community really come alive as the homes start being built. So that very exciting time once we can get that first permit going and the construction of the home starts. That's a great moment. Talk about a little bit we're actually renovating the stables, the livestock stables now. I'm really looking forward to that too, because frankly, I would actually even want to have my own horses there. And, the stables are in really good shape, but we're just, dressing them up, cleaning them up, repainting, replacing any of the roofing panels that were, not or blown away in the past, I guess, or whatever happened to them. So it's a really good building, and we're lucky to have it. And so it's really well laid out because the previous farmer had their livestock in it, and it's in the location we wanted it. So it all worked out pretty well. Now we're just cleaning it up, and like I said, can start actually having some animals in there over the next while. One of the really exciting things for me, at least, was we got a new Bitcoin miner, and I'd mentioned earlier that we're expanding the pergola. One of the reasons for that is for more solar panels. The number of solar panels we had on there was fine for running the Welcome Center with its 3 fridges, 3 freezers, 3 air conditioners, or 4 air conditioners, I guess. And that's fine, but Bitcoin miners take a lot of power. And so we want to expand the pergola and put on some more panels, but it's very cool. We've been running it. We've actually officially earned Bitcoin with our own miner in the Welcome Center at Veritas Village, which is, as far as I know, in this region is probably the only solar powered Bitcoin mining device in the area. And that's pretty cool, because most people that are mining Bitcoin, and I'll tell you a little bit about why I'm very excited about this, but most people are mining Bitcoin have a large electrical expense, right? Because they take a lot of power. But for us, mining it with solar, 100% solar power, it's pretty much all gravy. Whatever you get from the mining is you're not paying anything for the power. Once you've invested in the miner itself and the panels, away it goes, and it has a pretty quick payback period. And of course, after the payback period of the initial investment, it's pretty much free to run. What I'm very excited about that is my goal is always for Veritas Village to be as close to zero or zero if possible dollars to, from a cost of living standpoint. So once you own your home, there's really only 2, we have our on-site water, we have our on-site food. If you want to, obviously you can buy food anywhere you want and that, but if you really want to live minimalistic, you could do it right inside the community. You have your own power for your home, all solar powered and wind powered. So there's no real cost to that. The 2 costs that are, difficult sometimes to get rid of is property tax, which is nothing that we do. It's the government, just like every government in the world pretty much has. Well, there's a few that don't, but most of them have a property tax, which is very, very reasonable here in Panama or most of Latin America, but it's still something, it still exists. And then the other thing is the HOA fees, and you do need HOA fees to maintain the community. Without that, the community starts falling apart, and it's just not in good shape. And a lot of developers brag about, oh, we have super low HOA fees. Well, that's not a good thing. That's actually a flag, a red flag, a warning sign to look out for. Don't become part of communities that brag about almost no HOA fees. Now, ours are very reasonable, but they still exist because you do need to hire the people to maintain the orchard, the people to, continue, fixing streets and landscaping and mowing and all those different things. I mean, that's good. It employs people and it keeps the community beautiful, but the money's got to come from somewhere. And so that's an important piece of it. But with the Bitcoin mining, my goal, I'm not saying we're going to get there, but my goal is to get to as close to zero as possible, where if you put in a Bitcoin miner in your home, for instance, and used excess solar power that you're not using, they theoretically could use the earned Bitcoin to pay for property taxes and HOA fees, which in the end kind of means that you're at like a net zero cost of living. And that's the goal. We'll see if we get there, but it's pretty exciting that, this is the first time I've seen a Bitcoin miner working 100% off of solar power with no tie to the grid or any kind of energy. Nothing at Veritas Village, Coronado is tied to any energy of like a power lines or water lines or anything. We're all 100% self-sustainability oriented and independent. And that's very cool, especially when you can also mine Bitcoin with it. So, as I've said before, I want the community to be as financially free as possible. And I think this is a great move towards that. So things are coming along really great. I'm going to be heading out there again pretty soon. I'm in the city right now, as you can see with the background. But I always have way more fun out at Veritas Village, Coronado, because I just love being out there and it's so peaceful and it's going to be an amazing community to have you all there. So I look forward to doing the next update. And of course, if you have any questions, just shoot them our way and we'll get to you and answer them as quickly as we can. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time. Take care.